Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of RokrBox TV. My name is Josh Cunningham. I'm the founder and CEO here at RokrBox. Very excited today to have Owen Johnson, one of our clients out of Puget Sound. And Owen has been best of Zillow since 2019. And at one point was one of the top listing agents for KW Northwest before moving on to professional realty services. So Owen, pleasure having you today. How's it going?
Thanks, Josh. Hey, it's going great, man. Thanks for having me today.
Certainly. And we've got Owen on today to tell you about some of his secrets to success for converting these online leads at the highest level. And so, Owen, before I get ahead of myself, I want to kind of give you the opportunity here to tell the audience a little bit about yourself. How'd you wind up getting into this wonderful business and helping people solve their real estate problems?
Yeah, you bet, Josh. So back in 2016, I was a Boeing employee and I was burning out as a Boeing machinist, working 60 hours a week. Just got tired of it. I was self-employed back in the mid 2000s and late 90s, and I did 5 years at Boeing to kind of get myself started up back after the economic bust. So my wife at the time, she prior to getting married to her, she was a real estate agent, and I thought, hey, let's go get a real estate license. You know, that worked for you, and try to do something different than what we were doing now. So yeah, that was kind of the main reason why I got into it, just to get some freedom back in my life.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
And so that you got drawn into the world of real estate through your wife and then started helping people solve their real estate problems. So why don't you fast forward the clock a little bit to maybe about 6 or 9 months ago, and we kind of started talking. Where were you at in your business then?
Sure. So we had some life events that happened along the way, and we really wanted to make a change in our business that would get a little bit more freedom again, to not be pounding the leads so hard. Calling, you know, we lost track of what we were doing. We had thousands of leads, and we weren't doing our follow-ups the way we needed to be doing them. We weren't engaging with our past clients as much as we should be, that kind of stuff. So I was working with Frank Viral, and they mentioned that you guys would be a good fit. And they said, hey, let's get going with, getting you guys into something better than that. So I looked you guys up, and you guys seemed like a pretty darn good fit. It required me dumping my Real Geeks platform and getting into either Boomtown or Sync to work with you guys, because you guys needed to have your ISAs in a platform that was robust and what have you. So yeah, that's kind of what we did. We joined groups with you guys and started having you guys administer our leads. That was a major game changer for us.
Very good. So, I mean, a lot of the same issues and frustrations most people are having. You're in this online lead game. You've got tons of people registering all the time, and they're not all serious. We know this. So it requires a lot of work, a lot of grind, and a lot of hustle, and a lot of follow-up. And those are the things that you knew you had to be doing them, but you just weren't getting them done, right? Other things happen, and you get involved in hiring, producing activities. So you're having that frustration. We met at the end of 2019, and you basically, like you said, you made the switch. You moved over to Commissions Inc. platform, and we launched shortly after the new year. So talk to me about how this problem is being solved now. Are you sleeping easier at night?
Yeah, I am. You know, I can have a lazy day.
Yeah.
We have our team here that can answer the phone if I don't. Generally, I try to answer the calls as much as possible, but my brother and partner, Kelby, he's able to get the calls too. And anytime client care, as it's called in your company, calls, we see Elite Group Northwest, which is the name of our business, coming across the line, and one of us answers it. So you guys simultaneously call whoever's on the line, and whoever gets to it first gets to it. And it's usually a live transfer, and we get those once or twice a day from
Nice.
you guys, it seems like. So in this market, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
We're
And,
really
and
pumped.
That's really good. Yeah, because again, it's so many shortcuts happening there to where there's all this work that's gone into having that phone just ring, and all you got to do is answer it. So,
It really
uh,
changed our game in a sense that we were able to drop Zillow.
uh
We had a $7,200 a month spend with Zillow,
wow.
and our Google leads were converting because Rokrbox was able to engage the leads and nurture the leads through the process, whereas my brother and I and the other partners in the business were like, what the hell do we do with Google leads?
Yep. That's a really great point, because I'm asked a lot of times, people always ask me, what's the best lead that's out there? And I always tell people, you don't, necessarily look at the name of the lead or the company that sold it to you, but what was the call to action, right? What was the call to action that someone responded on when they subscribed to this service? So the
Yeah,
reason why people are always paying a high dollar for a Zillow lead is because Zillow doesn't do a forced registration. People can browse on Zillow all day long and never even create a registration. So by the time they register, the odds are that they're much more further along in their search and they're actually a motivated buyer. So that's what people are paying for. They're paying a huge, huge dollar for that shortcut, so to speak. But like you alluded to, the alternative is you can actually build a much larger database of some Google pay-per-click ads or leads, but then put them through a rigorous follow-up process, and you
that's
still
right.
get the same result. You're still getting these hot leads, just calling your phone, but it's much less of an investment on your behalf, and you're also building a larger database over time.
And what people don't realize is that a Google lead's not getting hit by other or other agents at the same time. When they reach out to us, they may have already reached out to somebody else in the past, but that day, that lead's ours.
Exactly, and that's why the number one strategy that we always execute is calling that lead immediately, because something caused them to go online. Something happened in their life emotionally that caused them to go and take action and
That's right.
to type in the Google words, to fall on your website, to agree to register on it, and so there they are. They're in that emotional state on your website browsing. That's when you got to be calling them. So we're glad to be that solution for you, Owen. Will you share with me real quick some of your strategies on the live transfer because it's a little bit of a handoff. We share with the audience real quick how you're able to build really quick rapport and just kind of make a really seamless handoff with that transition there.
Yeah, sure. So with Zillow, we all had live transfer going on. The Zillow concierge was basically an AI robot doing it, unfortunately. So it wasn't as fluid. It was in the past, but you guys kind of brought that back to us, that whole real handshake handoff.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get the lead, it's like we just get into a conversation right away with the lead, and just it's a real casual conversation about who they are, what's going on with them, and keep it non-salesy. And
Yep.
for us, we get their points. It sometimes takes 10 minutes or whatever, but our average phone call with the lead after the handoff is probably 20 minutes.
Oh wow.
And it's really just finding out who they are, digging into them, and because we're not in front of that lead in person, so they don't have to ever talk to us again.
Mm-hmm.
They somehow got on a sales call with Whyrokrbox and picked up the phone. Now it's our job to actually convert that lead into somebody that actually wants to sit down with us, go out, have a coffee, grab a beer, whatever, go to a showing. And we take a showing as a meet and greet. We don't even care if they're pre-approved at this point in the game. It's more about just getting out there with them, stomping some houses, shoving them towards our lenders if possible so we can secure them.
I gotta say, Owen, that's the best approach and the best attitude, and that's what helps us as teammates make this as a win-win for everybody. Is that we understand our problem that we're solving is we're weeding through all those people that don't need your expertise. You understand that you're solving the problem of when we hand you someone, you got to provide them that expertise. You can't just say, oh, hey, thanks for using the website. I'll talk to you later. Like this is your time to step up to the plate, step into the batter's box and take a swing, because all we've done is, again, identified that this is a person who's going to buy a home. Are they going to buy it with you? Are they going to buy it with one of the other 1,000-something, realtors in the MLS? And
Yeah.
like you said, you hit the nail on the head there. You got to convey to them how you're going to, help them through this process. How are you going to provide value through this?
It
Their
really
understanding.
changed my game. It changed my game working with you guys, but also changed my game a long time ago with Zillow. There was a training thing that came out for Premier Agent, and it was a phone call, and it was me on the phone talking to a lead that came in on a transfer from Zillow. And the way I answered that phone, for some reason, I was in a bad spot that day. I was like, didn't care about what lead was on that phone. And they use that as a training video at Zillow
Oh, wow.
to show you what not to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I got to change my game. I cannot
Yep.
have days like that. If you don't want to answer the phone, don't answer the phone.
Yep.
And it made a big difference for me.
Yeah. That's a lot of times it just starts with the mindset, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yep. And then you got to go out and build the skill set and then take action. So.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's great, Owen. Any words of recommendation to someone who might be on the fence about deciding whether or not Whyrokrbox is a good fit for them or their business?
Well, to give you an example, like you can get 100 leads a month from Google, no big deal. It doesn't cost a lot of money to get 100 leads a month. That's pretty cheap compared to what 100 leads from Zillow would be. It'd be $10,000 a month at least.
Mm-hmm.
And those are real leads. So what Rokrbox did for us is they took and created a revenue stream that we were putting out towards advertising greatly diminished. And our conversion ratio greatly went up because of it's you have your own personal ISAs, a team working 80 hours a week, literally to create the nurturing and the engagement that you need to have. And you don't get that if you hire an ISA. One ISA is going to work maybe 40 hours a week. They're going to burn out. Whereas someone with Rokrbox can get some college kid that's going to come on in for 3 to 4 hours a day. They're going to hit the phones. They're going to be pumped up. They're going to be amped up. They're going to be around other people doing the same exact thing. And they know what to do. It's the same conversion strategy. There's bad days, but there's other people to pick up the bad days. So that was a difference for us. And
That's great.
We did hire ISA in the Philippines to back us up even further with our leads, and once we get the leads in our bucket, and that's helped out tremendously too.
Oh, very cool.
Really leveraged ourselves where now it's like, hey, if they want to talk to an agent, they want to have an expert, opinion on something, what have you, have the reason why we have our license and communicate with us, then we have a team between Rokrbox and our ISAs to actually engage. And
that's great.
Made a major difference for us.
Yep. Helping people solve problems. That's how you get what you want in life, right?
It's a good business, and there's no reason to have it be painful.
Yep, exactly. Well, thanks again for your time. And I know your schedule is quite busy, Owen, but I really appreciate you spending some time to share your success with our audience here today. And for those of you who would love to learn a little bit more about Whyrokrbox, you can always shoot me an email, josh@rokrbox.com, and learn a little bit more about you and your team. And Owen, if someone has a referral for you for Puget Sound, how would they get a hold of you?
Well, they'd call me at 425-750-4391 or email me at owen@propertyfinderswithaz.com. And
Awesome.
I'll be happy to give them a fat referral fee.
And who would you have a lot of people moving to your area for what, Boeing and Amazon?
That's right.
Yep. So if you know people
mostly Amazon right now. Boeing's having a problem. So
okay. So if you've got people relocating to that area, hit up Owen if you want to make sure that you refer off your client and put them in good hands. So, hey, thanks again, Owen. Yeah, certainly. Thanks again for your time, and thanks again for your attention, guys. We'll see you next time.
Have a great one.
All right, take care.